Well, today is a tour of Zagreb, Croatia, the capital of Croatia. And I'm so happy to see my second former Yugoslavia country here now. So we're here in front of the main train station. Very beautiful train station. And Zagreb has an incredible amount of public transportation. One of the best tram systems I've seen in the world. Really great trams that take you everywhere. And across from the train station is this large park dedicated to King Tomislav, the legendary Croatian king, which, as from the Roman numerals, was in the 13th century. So I'm not up on my Croatian history yet. I was trying to understand Slovenian history. Now I have to try to research Croatian history. And it's very complex, all the Yugoslavian histories and kingdoms. And we're gonna visit many beautiful sites today. I'm very excited. It is extremely warm. Yesterday was extremely warm, 37 grad, which is close to in the upper 90s. Luckily it was humid, dry and not humid, because humid would make it even more miserable. But it felt very like Las Vegas. I kept telling locals, this feels like Las Vegas, it's so hot and dry. Anyway, so it's 7:30 a.m. and we're going to the market in the Old Town. So walking along this park leads us into the Old Town, and there's so many beautiful buildings. Art Nouveau, most of them are Art Nouveau. I think Zagreb really hit its height of architectural glory in the beginning of the 20th century. So I see a lot of Art Nouveau buildings. There's a very lovely modern sign. I don't know what that means. So they sell weed here. Yeah. So again, a lot of countries are legalizing weed, as it always existed, so they can tax it. If it's legal, they can make some money off the taxes. It makes sense to me, because it's not as much as alcohol. People drink alcohol all the time, and especially the hard stuff, make very bad decisions drinking and driving. And like all modern societies, they have a lot of graffiti. The young kids doing their graffiti with spray cans. A lovely tram, so bright and new. It's too bad LA never got its tram built. Probably never will. Oh my gosh, here's a great building. So whenever I come across a really beautiful building, I just really am filled with joy. That's the only thing I could say. It's a very joyful experience for me when I see the glorious architecture. So there's a lot of renovation going on. This big building, beautiful, is being meticulously restored. But other buildings are left just as it was in World War II, which I find very interesting. Almost all the other European capitals of the former East Bloc have gone much further, like Prague, Warsaw. But here in Zagreb, I see a lot of buildings still in a state of disrepair, either from the lack of funds to restore the facades, or I don't know. I'll have to find out, but the ones that are repaired are beautiful. This one has a lot of cracked plaster. You can see the brickwork. But that has its charm also. It really reminds me when I first traveled Europe after the Iron Curtain fell, and to Prague and Poland, and that it felt like, again, a time machine going back in time, because things were not repaired and they're just really old, 100, 200 years old buildings, and you felt the passage of time. But with the renovations, of course, it's beautiful, like this one. Oh my gosh, this one is really beautifully restored. The cupola at the top. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, and a cute little Labrador having this morning walk. Labradors are beautiful. I had a Labrador for 13 years. There's another public building being renovated. So maybe 5 years from now, Zagreb will really look sparkly new, the old center. We'll see. Hope to come back in 5 years. So this beautiful park with the large oak trees, fountain. What they have invested in is a lot of monuments. They keep the monuments very well kept of Croatian history. Since, again, Yugoslavia split up, everyone... Oh, this is the composer. No, not composer. There's an opera, actually. I listened to an opera on YouTube about this guy. And so he's a Croatian hero from history, which I never read up. I just watched the opera. Kind of nice opera. And the beautiful facade up there being repaired. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, as soon as we get the light, we're gonna cross and go through this lovely green park. Well, here is a statue of Franz Joseph II. Again, the Austrian emperor when this was all part of the Austrian Empire. So again, history, it's interesting to learn about history and how different territories have changed hands, and even though the ethnic people never move, it's the political boundaries always move. So all the people of the former Yugoslavia are very, very happy to be independent now, countries. Even though many people still say General Tito, who pulled together Yugoslavia after World War II and ruled as a benevolent dictator, they called him, because he did do a lot to improve the lives of the people, but he did it with a very strong hand. And if you disagreed with him, you were sent to a prison on an island in the Adriatic. I read up on that. So lovely bandstand. It looks like they have concerts. They're set up for music. Today's the weekend, Saturday, so hopefully later on we'll hear some lovely Croatian music. I was happy to see the Czech music in Karlovy Vary. I always like hearing the local regional music, folk music. So maybe there's a sign. Well, there's a little coffee shop here. Coffee, coffee! Coffee, coffee! I don't think they're open yet. Okay. Let's ask. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have a concert of dance music tonight. They're teaching cha-cha-cha. They have at the bandstand, they're gonna have a dance lesson at 6 o'clock, and the city provides this for free. So they had tango, foxtrot, rumba, but tonight is cha-cha-cha. So it'll be fun to come and do cha-cha-cha with the people. and then there's a band at 8 o'clock. So I had a really great conversation with some local guys who are working security today at the booth, and really gave me a lot of insight into Croatia and society. We had a discussion about retirement because now that I retired, and you know, again, how every country treats their old people is very interesting, because a lot of times the old people don't get enough retirement money, and it's very hard. So anyway, going on this beautiful park, very, very beautiful. And it looks like a barometer. That's interesting, because usually there's a lot of clocks in parks, but to have a barometer, take a look at that. Okay, so temperature readings. How cool is that? That is really cool. Okay, onward. We gotta get to the Old Town Square Market and look at the fruits and veg. So what's interesting is there's a passage here from the 1930s. It's really, really cool. At night, these lamps light up, and oh, there's some lit light up there. There we go. Okay, so you can see this design from the 1930s, Art Deco passage, very cool. And then the shops, that a lot of them are closed, but very interesting 1930s architecture. Wow. And we come out towards the square here, and the Hotel Dubrovnik. So they renovated this old hotel and made a modern addition, but the front part was post-war brutalist architecture. Okay, while I'm waiting to get my slice of pizza, there's Brazilian music. They're playing Brazilian music. I love it. Amazing. So we're gonna cross the Old Town main square. There's a tourist office at one end. I got some good maps, information of what to see here in Zagreb. A very old bank building, and some very lovely Art Nouveau and Romantic Classicism. And there's another big statue. And the trams, you can go everywhere on the trams. I'm not in Zagreb for so long, so they have a tourist card for 24 hours for 20 euros, unlimited tram rides. Okay, so it says Ban Jelacic, 1848. So we'll have to learn about him. The Croatian national flag, red, white, and blue, the same as the United States and France and some other countries. You have the tricolor, the same three color. And here's the facade of the Hotel Dubrovnik, socialist brutalism at its best. All right, we're here at the market, and here at the bottom are flowers. All the beautiful flowers. So It's almost 8 a.m. and they said they start selling at 6 a.m. Lavender, beautiful roses, beautiful, beautiful flowers. And then there's plants on the other side. And up these stairs is the veg and fruit market. All right, there's a statue of a market seller. Very nice. And we're here at the market. So let's see, we have okra, some imported things. Oh, here's local. A kilo for plums. Make your plum cake. Nectarines, paprika, tomatoes. Oh, I want some lovely apricots. Yes, we're gonna get some apricots. Yum, look at that poppy roll and nut roll, it's so good. So I had to get another little bite to eat. A cheese pastry with farmer cheese is so good. This bakery is beautiful. They have so many beautiful breads, wow. Croatia is really a eater's paradise, so much food. All right, well, after our little pastry treat, we're gonna go back to the veggie stalls and see all the delicious summer fruit and veg that are grown. So beautiful, organic, it's so beautiful. Beautiful fruit. Such lovely, and honey. The beekeeper. And there's the melon man. 1 kilo, €1. Beautiful melons for €1. Okay. Look at these paprikas, they're beautiful. Oh, 3 for €2. 3 kilo for €2. Oh my gosh, that's a bargain. Okay, not all the sellers are here. Some are on vacation, as you can see. In September, I'm sure it's packed here in September. But right now, it's still August and people are still away on holiday. All right, my apricot man. Lovely apricots. Okay, I need a kilo. Hello, a kilo? So they call them Marelica. Okay. So here are some stalls that sell folklore costumes. The beautiful hand-embroidered shirts, tablecloths. The textile's beautiful. Look how beautiful the colors and the weave. Very nice. All right. So we continue out of the market and we're going up through the old town. There's a monument here to somebody playing a guitar while somebody is dying. I have to find out what that means. Huh. So there's the dying person who's a prisoner, and then the guy playing a guitar with a rope around his neck. Okay, so we'll have to learn about that story. Now in Zagreb, they did a very interesting project. They have all these figures that you can sit by, and it's a digital project. So what you do is that you scan their QR code to get the digital tour, which is not free, but you can learn a lot about Zagreb's most famous people from this tour. So anyway, we're gonna continue on. Oh, here's a very beautiful view. The ornate church tower. Wow, so beautiful. So Zagreb has these nooks and crannies that are so historic, and they haven't been renovated. So you're going back 200-300 years when you look at this architecture. It's really amazing. Okay, so we're going down this little street to the very historic street that goes up to some famous sites in the Old Town. Here's a restaurant that in the evening is very lovely to sit out here and have a meal in the evening. Alright, here's another one of those gentlemen statues, Nikola Sobieski. And this is Restaurant Row here in the Old Town. So I had a very lovely Greek gyro sandwich here. They have all kinds of food: Italian, Greek, Asian, Indian, of course Croatian, Yugoslavian. And what the big surprise was, coming up ahead, all these old beautiful buildings, and there's a Madonna over this pizzeria, Royal Indian. The big surprise was Haagen-Dazs, American ice cream. So Haagen-Dazs is worldwide known as a premium ice cream, and people are, you know, happy to pay premium price for the product. So Haagen-Dazs in Zagreb, very interesting. And there's the Greek, very good Greek food. Okay, let's go down this way now. So being Saturday morning, people are just getting up to have their coffee. If they were out late last night, Friday night, and then the same thing, Saturday night, it's going to be packed and buzzing here with a lot of people looking for nightlife. I'm kind of beyond that now. I just go home, take a hot shower, get in bed, read a little bit, and go to sleep. But I remember those days when I was in my 20s and 30s of going out at night on Saturday night. Okay, so we round the corner and we begin this most charming street of Zagreb, Old Town. A lot of very interesting shops, souvenir shops, jewelry shops. Now what I found out was that red coral grows here in the Adriatic, and this is all produced here in Croatia. Red coral jewelry. Okay, we round the corner and this is the charming street that has a lot of beautiful houses on it, buildings, very historic, very old doorways. And there is a shop here, a pastry shop, selling the Croatian version of what an Austrian pastry is, the knödel. It's a round dough with a filling, and so they make their own versions here. So you can see this building is unrestored, and yeah, it's been patched up some places, but basically hasn't been touched for a while. And next to it is a beautifully restored building. Very delicate work. And also Croatia, Zagreb has a famous tie industry here. Very beautiful ties. They still make silk ties. If you want to wear a tie for your work or a special occasion, that's where you go to buy one. And right up here is a most beautiful building, I think, in all of Zagreb for me. Beautifully restored because the owner is a church with money, as most churches do, because they don't pay taxes. Anyway, they have this entryway into the back courtyard, amazing. And then above they have the symbol of medicine, and then the statue of a woman with a weaving spindle. But it is the most gorgeous building I have seen here in Old Town. And it's run by the Baptist Church of Zagreb. So tomorrow at Sunday there is a church service. Don't know if we're going to stop by, but everyone's welcome. And here's another important monument. Very, very beautiful. A knight who killed a serpent or dragon, I don't know what you would call. So I'm not sure if it's George. It's a big serpent. And there's a knight. Cool. And here's another famous person, which I don't know. Ruda Bošković. Okay, we'll have to look him up. And then up ahead is a very unique public chapel. Now the street, it goes through this building. And they have a sign asking for quiet, to be quiet. And the year is 1760. This is a public chapel that goes through a street. And there's Matka Boska. Beautiful, with their little crown. So supposedly there's some miracles attributed to this Madonna here. And then there's an old signage in Croatian and German when it was part of the Austrian Empire. An old pharmacy. Charming. So up here on the top of the hill are headquarters of government for the Croatian nation. So this building has been beautifully restored, and it has a date of 1573 on it, but then it says Jadran Film, so some film company paid for the restoration. And next to it is a building in dire straits, but it's all original. The iron door. So yeah, Zagreb, bit by bit, it's getting restored. And here we are at the most impressive site of Old Town Zagreb. This beautiful, beautiful church. It's so beautiful. And I believe it's only available for special occasions because this is all government buildings, so it's high security area and it's not available for public tour. You can only see it behind the barricade. And then they have the Gothic, original Gothic statues and paint in the doorway. It's amazing. But the roof, I'm sure, was newly redone. Beautiful roof. Okay, we're gonna go down here. And there's some museums I'd like to visit down this way. Here's a beautiful doorway with dragons above it. Okay, so Republika Hrvatska, Croatia, that's Croatia in their language, Croatian. So here's a small museum. There's a lot of small quirky museums here. Some of them are privately opened with very little scholarship. But this is a state museum of native art. So it's all about, you know, again, homemade art. But we're not going to visit that. And then there's a classic Mercedes-Benz with the advertisement. And here is the Greek Catholic Orthodox Church. So there's a big difference between Greek Orthodox and Greek Catholic Orthodox. And there is amazing cupola on top of this building. I don't know what it is, we'll find out. I'm sure they don't let the public get up there, but it would be amazing to get up there and look. And here we are, Museum of Broken Relationships. I told you, Zagreb has some really quirky museums. So they started this museum. People about, again, breaking up. Everyone, you know, has had most in their lives a relationship that didn't last forever, and breaking up is hard to do, as the song says. So another restoration going on down there. And beautiful tower. Wow. From the middle, I would say, originally Middle Ages, then Gothic. I'm not quite sure how old this is. But here we come to a great view of the city below. Ciao. Okay, babies, look at this. So construction cranes on the renovation going on in Zagreb. And then they have a little car that's not running. One of the shortest cable cars in the world. I don't know why it's not running. Anyway, we're gonna walk down. Good thing we're not walking up. We're just gonna walk down. I didn't see the car moving, but it is operating. So here's the shortest rail line in the country, probably in the world. It's really short. It's just down the hill. And it saves you the energy of going up and down. And it's 130 years old. And it's still operated by the city transportation company. And we just wait here, I guess. Wait here? Okay. Very interesting. Okay. All right. I'm the only one. I don't know if anybody's joining me on this short railroad ride. I think it takes 10 seconds to go down. Okay, the world's shortest railroad. Down the hill we go. Complete 10-second ride. It's amazing. Wow. Okay, we're here. And we inch into the final stop. Oh, and we're here. And they opened the door for us. Thank you very much. Okay. And we go down to the lower part. Well, that was very unique. So, world's shortest railroad. Cable car. Funicular. Da 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 da. What's interesting is, yeah, Zagreb offers free Wi-Fi in the city. Pretty cool. All right. Beautiful building. Again, needs a restoration. Okay. So, onward and upward. Here we go. So it looks like a big shopping street up ahead with name brand stores. Mango is a very big brand. DM is a German pharmaceutical drugstore. And yeah, a big shopping street. Wow. And that's kind of funky, the Joan of Arc figure in the poster. So, a lot of shoe stores. Benetton. German Salamander shoe store. Okay, we gotta find out which way to go now. I believe that's St. Francis. No, that's not St. Francis. Who can that be? Okay, it's a Croatian saint, I guess. Don't know him. I never seen that name before. Anje Kashishu. All right. So this is the shopping street of Zagreb. High-end shops of jewelry and very evening wear. Okay, we go around the corner here to our next destination. So I do have a feeling of Vienna here, since again the Austrian Empire extended all the way down here at one time. There's a bookstore coming up. Bookstores in Europe are still surviving, whereas American bookstores have all gone to Amazon pretty much. But you can still find a lot of bookstores in Europe. And here's a delicatessen shop. So a high-end specialty shop with goodies and alcohol, of course. And down this street, we're 2 blocks away from our destination. Here's a lovely old building. And then the little putti over the archway. A theater, Opet Drama. So, drama theater, okay. That's a pretty cool signage. Electrical shop. They have a lot of creative designers here in Zagreb. I really like what they do for advertisement. Really cool. Okay. House of Spices. Okay, well, we're about 5 minutes away from our destination, and I'm hoping to get some really good footage. Is I don't think the building's open today, but at least we can view from the outside. Okay, we're here at this important square of buildings, and for me the most famous is the Opera House. This beautiful, beautiful Art Nouveau opera house. Well, maybe it's a little bit before Art Nouveau, but a beautiful opera house that is the National Theater of Croatia here in Zagreb. They perform opera and ballet. And sadly, again, August is vacation month for the theater. But at least we can look out from the side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It does need a cleaning. Some of those figures are pretty dirty up there. So when they built it, there were still horse carriages coming up here. You can see horse-drawn carriages coming up to bring the guests to the performance. And they have the September calendar already up. Rigoletto, Rinaldo, I know those two operas. And inside it's all dark. Okay, and there's no tours of the opera house. Oh well. Oh. So new productions for the season, Veter by Massenet, and my favorite Rusalka, Dvorak opera, and some new operas from Croatian composers. So it's so hot today, the birds are taking a break in the lawn, trying to keep cool. Okay, well, that's a final great shot here of the flag of Croatia flying over the National Theater.